right, so let's talk about the spiritual gifts I didn't know were spiritual. And maybe there are things that you are experiencing yourself. All right, so let's dig in. Now, before we jump into it, let me pull your attention to the fact that I am hands-free because I'm driving, and let you know about the 360 sun visor car phone holder or whatever. Listen, this is a real good friend. You can use it in different ways, in different places, but for those who have their best thoughts while driving, this is a friend that you want to add to your toolkit, especially if you are a content creator or just looking to document your journey, like I'm doing this video journal, this video diary. All right, now let's get back into it. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a ramble because I am thinking of these on the go. I didn't write a script or I didn't write notes right now. I'm just rifling through the timeline of my childhood, my young adult years, to try to pull out some of the things that I didn't know were spiritual gifts. I thought everybody could do, or, just I didn't think anything of them, or it was just part of my strangeness, my quirkiness. Whatever it fell under, whichever category it fell under, these are those things. So I want to start with this first one. And y'all tell me if any of these happen to you too. And if so, I want you to consider that you're not normal. Let me put it this way. You're not the normal that's boring. You're a different kind of normal. All right? And so one of those things is picking up the phone just before it rings. So one of the things that I now know is that we will get these intuitive nudges. Like we'll just know to do something, and it's because we intuitively or spiritually know that things are about to start. Now, of course, everything that I'm about to say, people are gonna go, well, everybody does that. Listen, everybody has some spirituality too, babe, but some of y'all came down here and chose to be ignorant. I used to be one of y'all. I'm not you anymore. Okay, so that's one of the things, is like being able to pick up the phone just before it rings. Now, in this age of like cell phone days and stuff, it's a little bit different. So you might pick up the phone and get a text message from somebody that, just random. So let's modernize that just a little bit so that we can make it work for people who are a little bit younger than me. Going along that same vein is thinking of a person and then they call, or they pop up, or they send you a message, or something out of the blue, but you had literally just thought about them, or you had been thinking about them all day. You just haven't done anything about it yet, right? And so that happens often. Even in the case of the phone, I'm like, I should call my friend. And then next thing you know, I pick up my phone and then I see my friend's name ringing onto it. Like, oh, okay, so I guess I was supposed to talk to you today. Another sign of being spiritually intuitive, gifted, and this one lends itself into being like a healer, is that random ass people will come up to you and tell you their life story. Like you've never met this person before in your life, and next thing you know, you're standing in the grocery store talking for 30 minutes, more like listening for 30 minutes, or you're feeling the need to counsel them through something, or something just comes over you, to either give them that space to be heard, or to also give them that word that they needed to hear. This happened to me so often that it's not just a, well, anybody. No. Like it literally happened to me yesterday in Total Wine, and I hope the lady gave her son the message that I told her, because her son had just lost a friend his age, and I was like, tell him to keep speaking to him because he can hear him. He's still there. He's listening. So I hope she gave it to him. But I don't know this lady from Vanessa, from Jennifer, from anybody in the streets. But I was able to see when I went up to pay for our wine, I was like, hey, every second of the day is a good day. I mean, every second of the day does not get to be a bad one. And that's how we got into this story, because I could see, like, it was all over her, not just in her face, but her energy, her dimness of her light. Along a similar vein, is just knowing stuff. Like being able to know something about someone that they hadn't even told you yet. You might as my coach said last night, like you might hear a name or something, because that was the thing that she was talking about herself. Like you might know their name, or you might know a name that's relevant to them, but also you just might know something about them that you wouldn't know, either as an acquaintance or a stranger. And they're like, how do you know that? And this happened a lot for me, especially while I was coaching in business, helping people work through their stories and their messaging. And I would tell them something and they're like, how'd you know that? Or to go back to the last one, they would be like, I've never told anybody that. I don't know why I'm telling you. Because being a healer is part of my, see, I'm getting goosebumps now. So I'm glad I'm talking to you and sharing this with you, if this is going to help somebody else out there who is at the beginning of their spiritual journey, or even doubting the fact that they have gifts. Listen, all of us have a job here to do, and I feel like those of us who are more strongly, not just in tune, but more strongly affected by the spiritual world, is that we have a job to do here, which involves helping heal, helping deliver messages, helping people get realigned to the life that they said they wanted to live when they got here. Another thing that was an intuitive spiritual strength of mine, and it was one that I ignored a lot, is that my body would respond. So in other words, if someone brought up something like, hey, do you want to go to the party? I would feel like a wall go up if it was a no. My body was like, no, girl. Or like, hell nah, girl. Or if it was a yes, it would be like this giddiness, this light, this excitement. It's like, absolutely. Or we'll get to that too. Okay, what am I talking about? Oh, is that you have body responses. And so if you are somebody who is more spiritually affected, let's say that, maybe you're not in tune, but again, you're affected. If you are more spiritually affected, then start paying attention to your body, and not just paying attention, actually start listening, because your spirit talks, your intuition talks, and it talks in whispers. It talks in physical form. It talks by popping something into your head, and you'll know that it's your spirit because it's really coming from like your gut. You'll know that it's fear when it's like clenching your chest tight or changing your breath. Like, that's going to be your fear. But and your fear is supposed to be for protection, but sometimes protection becomes your imprisonment. So try to distinguish between intuitive move, spiritual move / fear move. Like, do you really? And if it's honestly just your thoughts, it's only going to be up here. You will not feel it physically here. It will only be up here. So you could be thinking yourself out of something, trying to talk yourself out of something. Like, there could be an opportunity that comes up that's really big and you know you should take it. And I say should on this case, but you know that you want to take it. You should take it. You know that it's going to open something for you. You just don't know what. But you're going to talk yourself out of it because you're going to be like, nobody in my family ever did it. Or, man, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds stupid. You're like, how do I even explain to somebody why I'm doing this? So if you are a person like that, I need you to lean more into you and stop worrying so much about them. They have their own life. You got to live yours. Live the one that you came here to live. All right. Now, I do want to not caution you, but encourage you that every mistake you made gets to be used for something else, right? Even if it's a really, really bad one, y'all, and we all do make some really terrible mistakes, but they do get to be used for something else. I don't want to say something good, but it could be used to set you on a different path or different track, or it could be used to help you collect some more evidence, some more data, some more experience, that when you get back on track, this just enhances it. So it's not so much like it was done for a purpose. No, what was done is instead used for a purpose. Okay, so think about it like being recycled. Like you can buy a case of deli meat or whatever, and then you wash out the bin after you're done, and then use that bin for something else, something good, like storage or whatever. And so that's how I feel like That's how bad experiences get used. And so these are just some of them. If you want to hear more, y'all let me know.